right, I'll just start off answering any questions you may have.
Butch, how did Justin look today?
Justin did good. Justin's been a model of consistency each and every day. He's 100%. We practiced yesterday as well, and he's taken every rep. And again, he's 100%. It just happened he got hit on his funny bone, and he's good.
Was there a point Saturday where you didn't think he was going to be able to go back in?
No, Jason came up to me, and we communicate the injuries and all that, case-by-case basis. And, they just thought that he had tweaked the funny bone, and it was a matter of time, but you never know. But to his credit, he was able to come back and lead us down to a valuable touchdown drive.
What was the thinking behind the new practice time a little earlier today?
Yeah, our players right now are going through a lot of examinations, a lot of exams, a lot of papers. Tuesday's a busy workload academically for a lot of these kids, and it's all about the student-athlete welfare. So we bumped the meetings up, shortened them a little bit, practice early to give them more time to study tonight.
What's impressed you the most about what Jalen's been able to do so far this season? What are you a part of, whether it's on the
Jalen Reeves-Maben?
I'm sorry, her.
Oh, okay. Just testing you. I think his maturity, his approach each and every day to the game, the ability to take the coaching to the game, very, very tough. Just his whole mental approach. He's very, very mature in his consistency and approach each and every day. He's never too high. He's never too low. You know what you're getting every day with Jalen Hurd. And he's very prideful. He takes pride in his performance, wants to be the best that he can possibly be. He's always working his craft. I can't say enough about him because, again, the biggest thing is probably he's very, very mature for his age. And the standard and the expectations. Sorry about that. But, you look at, here's a young man who missed his senior year of high school football, and he has all these expectations placed on him, and not very many individuals his age could really handle all those expectations, the scrutiny that he's under each and every day, and he's done a great job with handling all the clutter and the distractions and really the focus.
Butch, I know you didn't want to talk much about replays yesterday in your conversations with the SEC, but we've had several questions about a potential bad spot at the end of that game. Is that something you reviewed with the SEC office? Was there a bad spot at the end of the Georgia game? Yeah,
it's something that we have reviewed, and unfortunately, in our opinion, when we saw the spot, it was probably about 3 or 4 yards different, and I think that kind of changed the complexion of having 4th and 7 and 4th and 6 or 4th and 2. But you know what? That's the game of football. And we have to stop them on 4th down to put our offense in an opportunity to win the football game. It's unfortunate, but, that's football. And that's why I was trying to stall as much as possible to get a replay there. We didn't have any timeouts, so we couldn't challenge the play. But, again, we have to be able to make the stop on 4th and short as well.
Butch, Driscoll was 9 of 28 against Alabama. Florida's had an open week. You spend maybe more time on the backup quarterback and maybe expect them to maybe throw some wrinkles in there?
Well, the challenge of preparing for Florida's offense is they're very, very dynamic. They're very explosive. They're very balanced. They do a great job of putting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. We fully expect a wildcat package. We fully expect them to run the quarterback. And you have to prepare for everything. We have watched video of the backup quarterback, his high school video. He's a very talented young man. And so you try to prepare for everything, but because of the gamut of what they do offensively, it's a challenge just from a time standpoint. So they really challenge you, and they do a great job. And so you have to be prepared for anything and everything. But again, they present a lot of matchup issues. They're very talented. They have great team speed. Like I said, Driscoll can run the football. The backup quarterback can run the ball. They've shown wildcat in the past, so you got to be prepared for anything and everything. But it's also a time demand as well. You're challenged by time as well.
Coach, they'll make, I guess, 3 in a row, maybe even further, the 3 in a row high-level guys with dual threat can run a little bit. How's the secondary, do you think, respond to that challenge? Not getting sucked up?
Well, I think they've done a good job to date, but again, they'll be even more challenged this week. Driscoll can make all the throws, and there's a reason why he was the #1 quarterback in the country coming out. He has a live arm, and so we have to, again, it comes back to discipline. Every single week, it's your eye discipline, it's your overall discipline, but it's how you prepare yourself throughout the course of the week and then being able to apply that on game day. The speed of the game is going to be very, very fast Saturday.
What's your update on Jacob Gillen, how he's going?
Yeah, Jacob has actually been out there to practice. He's not ready to participate in this game, but just having him back on the field in his uniform working speaks volumes for his competitive character, his drive, and his passion for Tennessee and his love of this football team. And there is a chance that he could play again this year.
When's the timetable on that?
You know,
in October? Or?
It's how he progresses. Yeah, I do think it's a couple weeks away, and we'll see, you know, can he hold up? Can he withstand the pounding, the physicality that comes with playing offensive line? So it's really a week-by-week basis.
Did he have surgery?
He did not, no.
Is this a situation where you're expecting him to play at this point, or is it still kind of dicey, maybe not?
Yeah, just, you know, not really placing any expectations on him. If it happens, it's a bonus, it's a benefit. So again, we're going to be extremely patient. We're going to make sure he does everything that he needs to be able to perform at a high level before we put him out there.
How important was Saturday's performance for Jason Croom, basically, and how much did health kind of affect that? I mean, how much of an issue was the hand before that?
Well, when you've had to play in a cast and you're a wideout, you have to overcome some things. But, you know, Jason's play is very encouraging. A lot of confidence was built there. And he's made those plays in practice. He's made those plays in training camp. And we've really challenged him to play like a big wideout. You know, own the ball in the air, play big. He's 6'3", 230-plus pounds. Go own the ball in the air. And then, you know, run after the catch, you know, and playing physical. And he was able to do that Saturday. And we're going to need much more of that down the stretch. Another injury update, Von Pearson actually practiced a little bit today. He got in some conditioning, did some different things. We'll know a little bit more his availability for the game come Saturday. Still don't know yet, but it was great to have him out there.
No chance on Josh?
No, Josh will be out this game.
Did you watch film of a team like Florida where maybe the sum hasn't quite equaled the parts yet? Is your coach, if you're watching that as a coach, how much concern is there that you kind of see the talent that's there and maybe it hasn't quite come together yet as you're breaking that down?
Yeah, well, there's great concern. They're as talented of a football team as we'll face all year. You know, across the board, offensively, defensively, special teams. You know, and they're well coached. And so I have a tremendous amount of respect for them. But all you have to do is put the video on. They have great team speed. They have great players, but their recruiting classes are in the top 5 every single year. They have players. They have great talent. And, you know, the season is very young. You know, their first game, they didn't even have the opportunity to play. But they're a very good football team. Will's done a great job there preparing his football team, and I know they're going to come in here well prepared. It's going to be a great challenge. We have to bring our A game. We have very little margin of error. And that's why our preparation is critical this week, playing complementary football in terms of offense, defense, special teams. The field position is going to be critical for us. And like I said, they're extremely talented, very gifted.
How much does Ethan Wolf stretch the offense out for you guys?
He stretches it, and, you know, having him back involved in our offense is very big, not only from a receiving standpoint, but from a run blocking standpoint as well.
Did you notice any sort of looming disappointment throughout Sunday's meetings or practice or Monday's meetings or practice?
Well, you're always disappointed, especially if you really invest in victory. And we expect that. We don't want, you know, them coming in here. We want it to linger a little bit. We want that to affect them a little bit on Sunday. You know, when you invest as much, when you expect to win and you don't, you're disappointed. That's part of taking pride in your performance, but also it's a great teaching opportunity. When we came back Monday, hey, it's time to go now. You know, it's learn from it, and it's a new week, and every week is a new season. And I've liked our approach so far this week, and, you know, it's early yet, but I've liked our approach. But when you see a team that hurts after the game, you know it means something, and it does. And again, it's understanding, though, that one play could be the difference between winning and losing. You know, you never want to live with the pain of regret. And the way you live with the pain of regret is not to prepare yourself throughout the course of a week, both mentally and physically.
But how do you judge your offensive line as run blockers?
Do you like the Blackhawks?
I do, yeah.
What do you know about hockey?
I know a lot more than anyone here. I promise.
That's actually true.
That's actually, it is true.
Red Wings, but go ahead, that's all right.
The last 2 games, his offensive line's first 5 tackle together as run blockers. Jalen's went for, I think, 225. Where are they at in terms of run blocking? How do you critique them?
Same thing, work in progress. Again, and some of it is just our overall strength levels and our youthfulness in terms of not being, a full year or 2 or 3 in a full-time, college strength and conditioning program. But I see our pad level getting better. Everything is about finishing plays, closing things out, and you run your feet. And there's a lot of times, as a young player, you stop your feet, you roll your hips, you have a stalemate. And we've really stressed this week, which we do every week, of really accelerating our feet, running our feet. And that's a skill that you got to practice all the time. But I do think we're work in progress, and I do think we're making strides.
Coach, you posted about 80 plays, offensive snaps per game. Just talk about the difference in tempo from this year and last year.
Yeah, we've made tremendous strides in our tempo, but also it's what are you doing with those plays? We also look at points per play. What's our average of points per play? What's our average of points per possession? That's the big thing, is making those plays count, making those possessions count. We had too many 3-and-outs this past Saturday, and that's how you play great defense, is also protecting your defense as well. But our tempo has been a great improvement with this football team.
If there's a chance you might see their other quarterback, freshman, I know he hasn't played since the first game.
When you're playing in a game like this, you try to prepare for anything and everything. You never want to chase ghosts, but you prepare. You try to be as prepared as best as possible for everything. So we'll practice all that. But again, this comes down to execution, assignment, alignment, in doing your job and having the discipline, and then the effort that's involved. That's really what it comes down to, and really being locked into tendencies, really being locked into reading body language and receiver splits and everything that every football team stresses each and every week.
What has impressed you most about Todd Kelly Jr. this year on the field?
I would say, again, the same thing which we spoke about Jalen a little while ago, is just his overall maturity, his thirst, his drive to be the best that he can possibly be, his intuition, his football intelligence, and asking of questions. He's one of those individuals that's confident. You can tell his mother is part of public education because whenever he doesn't know, he asks the question, why? Why are we doing that? What are you trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish? And so, again, he's done a great job of learning the defensive schemes, learning the special team schemes, and being able to apply it to the field. We're just working on some habits, learning how to finish plays, the great 63 effort. And that comes with time, that comes with accumulation of reps, that comes an accumulation of practices, but he's been exceptionally mature.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.